Have you ever been offended before? Maybe someone did something that you didn't like and you just felt like you needed to express yourself to them. And that led into a quarrel because both of you felt like you were right. I think for us as humans, it's typically easier for us to point the finger out than the finger in when we're looking for the problem. In James chapter 4, we actually see something pretty fascinating that I'm hoping will be a help for you today. Look what it says in James 4, verse 1. What causes quarrels and what causes fights among you? Is it not this, that your passions are at war within you? You see, what James is telling us right here in this passage is we struggle against each other because of the sinful passions that dwell within us. As much as I would love to be the carbon copy of Jesus right here, right now, the unfortunate truth is we are in an in-between, between now and eternity. You see, when we come to know the Lord Jesus Christ, He justifies us, He sanctifies us, and that begins the process of becoming like Jesus. But until we see Jesus face to face, as it says in 1 John chapter 3, verse 2, that is the point when we become transformed. And until then, we are growing more and more into His image. And sometimes there's growing pains. Unfortunately, we do still wrestle against this body of flesh. But as we mature and as we grow, we get over it. Now, that being said, this is where this all comes into play. None of us really likes to confront ourselves in the mirror with what's wrong with us. We would all prefer that we are perfect just the way we are. But that's just not true. God is doing something in you and through you, and His plans are much better. It's good to be in the in-between and to be growing into the image of Christ. But when we come into conflict with people, that's an opportunity for us to check ourselves. What really matters in that moment? Does it matter that that lawnmower that you loaned out to your neighbor did not get back to you until 2.5 months earlier, or maybe you still haven't seen it? Or is it more important that you show them love? Or is your relationship with them more important? You see, sometimes we get so offended at things that are really so trivial. I'd encourage you to check your passions before you go any further with engaging in a conflict with a brother, sister, or even an unbeliever, that you have the opportunity to be a testimony of what it means to be like Christ. In fact, we see James giving us great advice as to what it is when and how we reflect Jesus just a couple of verses earlier. Look at what it says in James chapter 3. Look at what it says in verse 13. Who is wise and understanding among you? By his good conduct, let him show his works in the meekness of wisdom. Verse 14. But if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast and be false to the truth. This is not the wisdom that comes down from above, but is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. Let's pause right there. What James is telling us is that our desires, our selfishness, comes from the devil, not from God. So what does come from God? That's the very next verse. Verse 16. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder and every vile practice. Verse 17. But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. And a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. Make peace. That's what God does with us. However you can achieve reconciliation with someone, do that, because that's what God did for you, no matter the cost. He reconciled with you, even though it cost His Son on a cross. Be sacrificial, be selfless, and you will be a better reflection of Jesus. So let's do that. Let's reflect Jesus today. God bless, my friends.